Thank you so much for watching. Today we're taking a look at the Proline Metric body and all of the Night Customs accessories that you will be able to get for it. Just for the sake of demonstration, I used an axial SCX-10-2 chassis just because most of the parts are actually designed around that. I didn't feel like hacking up one of my other trucks, and all these bumper holes, body post holes and all that stuff lines up really well with this particular chassis. So that's what you're looking at. These are Vanquish 1.9 rims, some small size Proline Hyrax tires. Links to all that stuff will be in the video description box. But what I really want to talk about today is this Proline Metric body. I have not seen a lot of these out yet. I also haven't seen a lot of these completely decked out yet, like you see it over here. And I think that's a true shame, because this is truly a nice concept. Something that is groundbreaking in many ways. So this is a collaboration between Proline on one end and Night Customs on the other. Proline have sort of like provided a canvas, and then Night Customs have provided all of these 3D printed parts or 3D printable files to completely dress it up and knock it out of the park when it comes to scale points. Because if you would actually comp with a truck like this fully decked out, you will be able to really score high on the scale spec sheet. The Proline Metric body has like a front cap section with separate hood, and then it has the bed section as well. Now there, of course, already you can sort of decide what you want to do. Maybe you just want to use the cap, maybe you don't even want to use the hood. Maybe you want to turn it into an overland truck like I have. So there's a lot of options, and there are a ton of available looks. You can also use some bigger 1.9 tires, hack out the fenders a tiny bit more. I'm still not sure if I perhaps want to use these fender flares or not. I do think that they look really cool, but I'm not sure if I want to obscure that much of my paintwork eventually. So we will see about that. What I do recommend, when you have it all clear and you mounted it for the first time, you do need to cut this body, of course. I think it goes without saying. That you then look what you actually want to have on there when it comes to accessories. What I do to cut my bodies is actually score and snap. So I just use a regular scalpel, a blade. Usually what I actually do is I don't put a new blade in there, but I use the blade that I last used for painting. So I use that one to score the body, then I snap the excess lexan off, and after that I use one of these. This is a protoform sanding block, and I also use a protoform sanding drum to get rid of all the burrs and all the nastiness that that you can sort of like run into around the edges. So there's nothing sharp anymore. All clean lines, everything nice and good to go. From there I decided what I wanted to have there in accessories, which in my case was like everything. This came from Shapeways. You can also get all the 3D printable files from my mini factory. I will make sure that there's links to both of those in the video description. Now what I'm going to say over here may sound a bit weird, but if you only need a couple of parts, like for example the headlight clusters, the grille, some wing mirrors, going through Shapeways, if you don't have a 3D printer, is absolutely a viable option. In any other case, I would recommend either seeing if you have friends with a 3D printer or getting a 3D printer yourself and going to myminifactory.com and buying the files, the 3D printable files from Night Customs, and printing it yourself at home, because this adds up really quickly these days at Shapeways. Back in the day, I mean this is only a year ago or 2 years ago, Shapeways was really a viable option when it came to getting some of these smaller scale accessories and have that 3D printed and shipped to your home. Currently it seems like they kind of want to move away from being able to provide that for a normal amount of money, because what you see over here, and I'm not even bullshitting you, what you see over here, this actually adds up to be almost 600 bucks, which is of course ridiculous. If you go through my mini factory, you can get the majority of these 3D printable files for 20 bucks, which is of course far more realistic. That's actually, if you look at the amount of design work that went into this, that's actually really cheap. Everything fits really nicely. The detail is really incredible. So whether that be the amount of work that went into just designing this grill section, or the headlight clusters, but also of course that engine compartment in which you can see absolutely everything, like double optimized batteries and like a faux radiator setup, or like an air filter. It's just really cool. I think that seeing everything being put together and seeing how much detail you can actually add to a lexan body makes this Proline Metric body something that is really like a level above anything else. This is not a licensed body, so this is not licensed by Toyota or whatnot, but I think with the proper amount of sort of like creative use and a proper amount of attention to detail in your paintwork, you can truly turn this into something that looks the part. So I'm not going to go for something lame like no disrespect if you truly like those paint schemes, but I'm not going to go for an Ivan Stewart type of paint scheme or whatnot, just because I think that that would be super lame to do. But I am going to make it look like a Tacoma, like an overland truck, like something that you would want to go out with into the desert for a couple of weeks and have fun with. Now, before you start painting everything up, make sure that everything is fitted, because afterwards you'll be flying blind. So if there's paint on all that stuff and you want to see where you need to actually drill the holes for your hardware, it's a lot more difficult. So I recommend seeing what you want to have on there first, drilling all the holes, test fitting everything, and then moving on to the actual paintwork. I know that sounds like a lot of information, but I swear to God, truly makes sense. Well, that's about it, I think. Links to all of the stuff is in the video description box, so whether that be to the Proline Metric body, you can use the code HEMI10 or HemiStorm10 on the Proline Racing website for 10% discount. That goes for absolutely everything: tiny Hyrex tires, Proline Metric bodies, full Proline Fusion kits. You don't even need to watch these videos with me with my weird accent in order to use it, so you can also pass that code around to your friends and they can have fun with that as well. Links to Night Customs, their store on Shapeways, but also to my mini factory, to their store over there, where you can just purchase the files and print these items at home. Those links are also in the video description box. I'll also make sure that there's a link to this axial chassis, to those Vanquish rims, and to those Hyrex tires, so you can look those up as well. I'm going to start thinking about what I actually want to put on here in terms of paint to finish it up, make it look good. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions or suggestions on how you want to see me paint this up, let me know in the comments section. If you have not subscribed yet, please do. It's free. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit the like button. Thank you so much for watching. Take care. Bye-bye.
Back on.